Welcome back to the Keep Your Torch Lit podcast. I am Tall Guy.
I am X.
And my name is Tigglez.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
How come everything is all swapped around?
We're so
I guess
funny.
it's time to swap it up.
Wait, you can drop your buffs? You can do that?
What? You can swap your names? You can do that? I thought your name stayed attached to you your entire life.
Attached to your head. Jack, question.
Yeah.
Were you drunk during that video?
Yep.
I wasn't. Why do you feel? I mean, maybe. It's possible. I don't remember every day I was drunk,
there's
but...
been times where you have recorded drunk videos already this
Well, yeah, that was walking home from Rick.
Jax was drunk on life, you know.
True. I was in a good mood.
Yeah.
I loved how you were just like wrangling your cat the entire time. Like he was just trying to like get away from you, and you're kind of just like,
yeah, Mr. I want Mr. to be in this episode. He just has other ideas, I guess. He doesn't want to be a part of it.
Oh.
Well. Is it kind of like where the evil villain like strokes like the cat while like, laying out their hands? But the thing is, you're not evil enough that the cat just isn't on board. Is that what was going on?
So I needed to be more evil. I needed to be more negative. Get more negative screen time.
Who do you think
you
can
have
learn?
Anybody that's more evil and negative that we can maybe take?
I don't know. I feel like we need somebody who's a winner at Survivor in the social aspect, at least.
Oh,
who would really be great to help us. Do you guys have any ideas?
I don't know. I'm thinking like. Here's the thing. AJ was my first choice, but like he doesn't want to talk to us. So my second choice.
My second choice is Shay, but I tried to get her on, and she had to go to her brother's football game, and she wasn't going to apologize for not being on the Keep Your Torch Lit podcast.
Yeah, so we had to. We basically had to go with our last choice, but you know he's also not bad.
But he is bad.
Let's welcome.
Evil.
Let's welcome the one and only Kavillain.
Probably should have played my actual idol.
Kavillain!
Kavillain, what? Kavillain before?
Yes, that is one of the nicknames you've seen online for you is Kavillain.
That is adorable. I love it.
You have Nevin, you have Kavillain, you really have all kinds of names. Social winner of Survivor, you go by a lot of names on the internet.
You know, that's just how it goes when someone like so popular can be just plays this game. You know, just winning it all so easily, one step at a time.
Yeah, so Kevin, how have you been since season 2?
Yeah, so I'm still in school. We're a junior studying computer science. Still doing the same old stuff, pretty much. Married to Nick for the rest of my life. Haven't found my divorce papers yet, you know?
That's what everybody wants to see.
Divorce?
No,
what? Nobody wants divorce.
Continuing.
I know.
No.
I'm doing well.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, it was not a good weekend for Kevin, seeing the Survivor episode and the Lions game. Yeah, they both did not quite tilt the right way.
And I'm losing my fantasy league too. Everything is just not going my way this week, you know? Even though I'm supposed to be winning at everything.
Hey, when you think about it though, maybe you have losses in both of those things, but they were both very entertaining to watch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments seem to be like, I'm like happy to see Kevin go, but also sad because he was such a good character to root against. So how does seeing stuff like that make you feel? I don't know.
No. I think one of my favorite comments was someone calling me out for being, not the greatest human being in the world. But I appreciate that I do have fans out there for all the wrong reasons, and I am supposedly just a character and a good guy, even though no, not really. I'm just awful human being.
It's completely accurate.
The true character of who I was freshman year.
Exactly who
I am in real life.
No, I mean, I will say this, knowing Kevin for, 2.5 years now. Probably almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Kevin is definitely not a villain in real life. I also think you're probably a different person now than you were as a freshman.
Yeah, I think I might be one of the few people, or just, I'm probably the person that learned the most from his time in Survivor. Especially, playing as a freshman, as well as, getting my ego cut down in half, or probably more than half, you know.
I know. How does it make you feel then, seeing the comments where it's like your ego is like cut down, but also at the same time you're seeing all this fan reaction of like Kevin's the best character. Like, yeah, Kevin. Like,
I mean, it's more just like, I came in thinking just like if it's going to be like produced, right? I was thinking probably more of like playing the character than like playing the game correctly. When I was a wee bit of a freshman, the idea of being like a D-list celebrity just enthralls you when you have that opportunity. And so, just watching and reading the comments is just like, I'm like a strong enough human being that just like, I don't really care what you say, but I'm glad you appreciate me.
Oh yeah. No, it's all in good fun.
Oh, it's all in great fun.
All in great fun. Like this podcast too, we definitely give you a hard time, but it's all in great fun. And it's all about Kevin the character.
Oh, I think I've always enjoyed like you guys like referencing me, just like, oh, I'm just like, high school leader and all that. Whenever it's great.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So Kevin has a lot of insider info for this episode, so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
So Cooper announces swap, and Ohana's all hugging. Bailey's
we're family.
But Bailey's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, I love how she just gives a side eye and like looks at Cerulean, but nobody else really notices.
I know. I love how she walked in crutches, and we all went like, "Oh, she get crutches because of the last challenge."
Yeah.
Or like, "Oh, I really hope she got injured in the last challenge." That's why
she's
so vicious.
Because in my one-on-one with her, I accidentally I stepped on her leg for a portion of it, so I thought I had accidentally done something to her leg, but I'm glad I didn't.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so Kevin, you are a leader, so you have to draft people for this swap. What was like your strategy going into this, if you had any?
Yeah, so actually I think there was a snippet of it in episode 4 where I called out what the twist was going to be, where it would be like a snake draft through the captains with Bailey when we were talking on a 2-on-2. And I think the strategy going in was like, I would have picked Mike or Lucy first, knowing them to be strong competitors, over Bailey or Nick or pretty much anyone else on our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was told about like the gender restrictions of being like, oh, like female male, it was like, okay, Lucy's gonna be my first pick, just so I have like a strong competitor. But I also have a little tidbit about Lucy's perspective on me picking her first, if you guys are interested.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So after the episode was released, Lucy calls me, asking me for this is about 1.5 years now, wondering why I picked her first. She really thought I picked her first because I was going to vote her out first. All these years. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's funny because that's not the reason you picked her, but then it ended up being that you were going to vote her out first of the tribe.
Uh-huh. And then after that, I picked you then because, like,
Tall guy was tall
guy,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tall. Yeah, I mean, Mike, in episode 4, Mike was like, man, this kid wrestles.
Yeah, so
I totally thought you were a wrestler.
Oh my god!
Everyone was just like, "This kid is scary."
Really?
No, I looked at Mike and thought he was scary. I mean, he had like a mat. He like had his like hood up, so he looked like he had a mask. I was like, "This guy looks like a tank, dude." Like,
I thought wrestlers were usually shorter, like stockier.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. What was your reaction, Kevin, when you saw that Bailey and Maggie would be on the same tribe together?
It never really fazed me, to be honest. Like, being in the game, I was
Kevin.
actually, like, I was ignorant of, like, the whole thing because I was gone when that whole, like, Chirp Fest occurred.
Chirp Fest.
In episode 4, after, like, fighting with Abby for around, like, 5 to 8
Oh,
days.
yeah.
And so I didn't know, like, the extent of it all until I saw these episodes.
Oh, so you weren't actually there for that?
No, I never saw, like, Bailey calling out Maggie.
Oh, really?
So my other question for you was, why did you spill all that info about Sarah A? Like, why were you trying to throw Sarah A under the bus? Was it just to, like, create distrust amongst Ohana?
I think, like, there was, like, twofold of that. First, I had an open mouth. If you asked me a lot about my strategy, it probably didn't exist. Thinking back about it. And, yeah, so I think I just wanted to tell it because after, meeting up with her so many times, that like level of communication just started to dwindle, especially after Daniel left. And so I felt I had nothing really to gain after learning about pretty much everything on your tribe from her perspective.
Yeah.
And so I felt like it was worth, like, if you were going to bring someone along from my tribe, from our minority, if I have information that would be valuable to you all, you would bring me along with you.
Got it.
So there's that. Yeah. And it did so, like, confusion of just, like, we cannot trust Sarah A. So, yeah, I guess it did, like, what it tried to do.
Yeah. I remember, Sarah, like, how confused we were that, like, your whole tribe knew about the Maggie Jeremy thing. We're like, who could have possibly told them that happened?
Yeah.
Like, remember how we were all, like, arguing about that? We're like, how do they know about that?
Yeah, because, even after the Steal the Bacon challenge, Maggie was like, how did Bailey know about that? Like, how did she know about that to chirp about it in the first place? So, yeah.
And Sarah A was like, I didn't tell her.
What?
I feel like me and you were definitely, like, a little bit suspicious, though, and after the challenge, Sarah A was like, yeah, so I have been talking with Kevin a little bit. And we were just like, We're like, well, you didn't tell him about Maggie and Jeremy. He's like, no, I wasn't me. So I was meant somebody else. Like, I am talking to Kevin, but I didn't tell him specifically that.
I guess, like, my reaction to it was like, oh my god, this is the greatest tea in the world. Like, the whole Maggie Jeremy situation. And because of my relationship with Bailey, like, I obviously had to tell her. Little did I know, like, Bailey, the people I associated myself with were similar, like, open books to myself.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I guess, like, Bailey just let it all out to the world.
Yeah.
And my ignorance made it so, like, oh, that's funny, rather than, oh, there's concern raised because she literally, like, told stuff we shouldn't know about their tribe in front of their face.
Yeah.
I feel like the funny thing is, like, in all the drama, like, nobody really cared that much about how you guys knew. Because they're just so focused on the fact that, like, like, the drama. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like,
yeah, I don't think anyone questioned, like, how they found out. Like, the audience, I know, at least.
Oh, yeah. I think that is, like, how it all started. Is, like, remember, Kevin, we were all in, like, the circle together, and then they were just like, Maggie's like, yeah, how did you guys know about that? And that's when you were like, oh, Sarah's been telling us all kinds of things about it.
Yeah. My alliances with Sarah and Bailey are something worth a study. I think that is a study on how you should learn how to keep your mouth closed at some times in this game.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask back about New Hana.
Yeah.
On New Hana? Yeah. I remember, like, kind of having, like, two different opinions. Like, in one way, I was kind of, like, a little nervous about being, like, away from, like, my three closest people in the game that I kind of felt at that point, which were, like, you two and Maggie. But at the other side, I was like, okay, hopefully if this plan, like, works out and they just keep throwing the challenges, I'm going to be safe for a while.
Yeah, Andrew
and,
had
like,
your
I feel
idol.
like, yeah, and now, like, worst case scenario, like, it's not like it's me, Sam, and Sarah as the three on this tribe, and then, like, I had to, like, throw one of them under the bus or whatever. I'm like, oh, and then, like, then at that point, like, Sarah Avery had started becoming kind of a threat, or we're hearing all this stuff, that we were just talking about. So I was just like, okay, I have my idol, or I can just throw her under the bus, or, like, I think, I'm going to be fine probably until the merge.
I like that you're immediately thinking of who you're going to throw under the bus.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my, I think, strategy coming into swaps, I feel like is the best thing to do, is, like, if you're in the minority, don't try to, like, make an attack at the majority. I feel like if you just kind of, like, throw somebody else on the bus and just, like, put a lot of, like, reason why they should be voted out and not you, and, like, try to, like, link back in with majority, I feel like that usually works out better.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk more about, like, whether Kevin and Bailey were kind of screwed from the beginning, or whether there could have been things they could have done to, like, throw Lucy under the bus from the beginning that would have, like, worked out. I don't know. Honestly, Kevin might have been in a tough spot where, like, we had this plan already to throw the challenge. This is what Sarah's talking about. Like, oh, we had the swap worked out perfectly because we end up with Kevin and Bailey. Like,
being a leader, like, you knew, like, there was going to be, like, costs and benefits
of
being the position. And, like, the leader's going to be on a minority. You're just kind of, like, fucked because, you're kind of screwed as a leader because...
No swearing.
All we really had were this, like, 4-day buffer of an idol clue from episode 2.
Yeah.
And the consequences of that really were being screwed in a post-swap thing. Nothing I could really do, because it seems like you guys. Actually, I do want to hear like what your thoughts of just like oh hey, it's Bailey and Kevin, perfect situation, right, for you and Sarah.
Yeah, I do think that like maybe your best chance of surviving was with Abby.
Mm-hmm.
And we can kind of talk about what happened there and whether you just got unlucky. If Abby made a bad choice, if you made the right choice, whatever. But
yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on whether your perception is already somebody who's like a big threat, like coming into it as Kevin, or is like somebody like me who like they didn't really see much of a reason to target me right away. But yeah, we can get more to it later.
Okay, so we get Cernulian and Nuhana, who people didn't really like those names, it seems. They thought it was dumb. Well, I thought it was clever. But yeah, we get a new theme song sequence with those new tribes. And then we kind of go to this whole like Nick situation. And Nick seems like this week was doing pretty well in forming a lot of social bonds with people on his new tribe. He said he really wanted to work with Bree because she's really bubbly. And then he even ropes in Cheaty because he wants her number. He like meets with Sarah A. He meets with Mike and Mallory. So Nick was doing a lot this episode.
Mm-hmm. My main thing is I think that Nick really benefited, probably maybe even the most of almost anybody, from having a swap. I guess like I'm curious what Kevin thinks about like the dynamics of Cerulean had you gotten tribal again. But I remember Nick saying he felt like he wasn't really in power, and it kind of seems like now he is. Yeah,
so I think it would have been.
Wait, Kevin.
Lucy.
I remember Ian saying that when you met with AJ that episode, you were actually trying to formulate some plan to get Nick out.
I do oh, yeah. No, that's old. Because, oh, wow, I forgot about that. AJ twice that week. Just don't want to be doing this anymore. And it was like, you sure? And it was like my, like, ignorance to, like, not take advantage of that. But, like, I don't want to, like, put a guy through, like, maybe a few more weeks of something he really doesn't want to do. And a lot of people already had an inclination to vote him out. But going back to targeting Nick, it was because, to be honest, I just didn't like him in the game. I just hated talking to him in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like everything was like superfluous with him. Superfluous.
Superfluous.
Superfluous. Superfluous.
And I don't know. It was more just like me wanting to like have people in the game that like I enjoyed like being around.
Right.
Like I enjoyed like Mike a lot, and like it never shows in the episode, but I thought like Mike was a great person.
Did Mike like calm you with his little calm presence?
His calm presence, yeah. I needed that in my. I never had it. Someone to like tell me to like take a step back,
Mm-hmm.
There's a senior and Pike is mentoring the freshman triangle. The two frat boys, senior and freshman, just like, hey, and like, hey Nick, just just calm down a little bit, bro. It's all good.
Oh, that reminds me. When Mike and I got swapped onto different tribes, I remember we looked over at each other. He gave me like a sad little frown. It was kind of sad. Yeah. Because we really wanted to be swapped onto the same tribe.
Wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
So Sarah and Nick are talking, and she just like, it kind of seems like whoever she talks to, she just like tells them stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no rhyme or reason to like who they are or like what she decides to tell them. She's like, oh, by the way, like Kevin is idol, man. And you're just like, wait. That part actually, her info was not on film. I searched so much to find the film for that, and it just wasn't taped because it was during the walk from the bus stop to Sarah Avery's dorm. And it just like randomly, nonchalantly, like Bree went off of the bus and then they're walking back to the dorm and Sarah just like, and like a random comment just goes like, by the way, like, do you know that Kevin is idol? And he's like, what? And then after that, they decided to film a video, and that was a video that was shown in the episode.
Oh.
It's kind of like a random thing she just like threw out there to Nick, and then like they decided to have a conversation.
So it makes me think that you, Kevin, and Sarah have a lot of things in common. It seems like both of you just start like talking and just revealing everything to whoever you're talking to with that open mouth of yours. That's not very good leader traits for either of you.
I know. I was so surprised to see her just tell all of your tribe last episode that, oh, Kevin has an idol.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, did you not realize that had happened?
No, I didn't. I knew like you all knew to after like when Bailey was mad at me, like later on in the episode, I knew you guys knew I had the idol.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just like, we'll go into it later, but I just wanted to keep the idol.
Yeah,
and then we'll go into depth on that. Yeah, so at this point in life, in the game, I was like, or just watching it, I was like, why would she do that? Just like, I thought she bought in the whole, like, they just wanted Daniel out.
Yeah. Well, she did.
She did. Yeah, yeah.
She still thought that you were on the same side as her. At that meeting, she was like, people were like, wait, we should get rid of Kevin, though. She's like, no, I think that, like, the reason I'm telling you about Kevin as an idol is so that, like, then you can work with him. And then if you're swapping a tribe with him, you can, like, try to work with him. It was, like, a weird thing. We're like, wait, or we could just get rid of him. Isn't that what it was? Isn't that kind of...
I remember that.
I'm pretty sure that's
I remember that, too.
Yeah, Sarah A was like, no, like, the only reason I created this relationship is so it could benefit us.
I feel like the benefits of an idol are just outweighed by, like, everything that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And I think, like, this especially, like, showcases that, this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely agree. Like, I mean, it's nice that it's like you can have it, but this episode shows all the things that can go wrong. But I still think interesting thing is like Sarah threw you under the bus first, and then you threw her under the bus, and then she got really upset by you throwing her under the bus after she had already thrown you under the bus.
You guys have such an interesting relationship.
It's so weird. I don't know how we kept on talking to each other that whole game.
I don't know if it was shown in the episode, but didn't you have a phone call after where you like were really mad at Sarah? You're like, I can't believe you told your whole tribe I have the idol. And she was like, I'm busy doing homework, Kevin, like talking to ladies.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was like the only time I got like livid in this game. I was just like,
the only time.
Everybody. Or like, no, just like genuinely like willing to, actually no. I did get mad more. I called someone out on my anger. That was it. Just like, I needed a venue because like she literally ruined my game.
Yeah.
With that statement. She didn't know I ruined hers like a while ago with the Daniel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So,
you both really did kind of throw each other on the bus a bunch of different times.
Yeah, just indirectly somehow.
But Sarah was very sad. We see her crying a lot.
I know. You can hear like Sarah Gallagher in the background, like trying not to say anything, but also being like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was just,
yeah. So like I knew she was upset. So I remember that night. If you see my confessional, I look like pretty tired. My eyes are like squinting. So I had to pull an all-nighter. And I had to like miss a really important group project to like go to the swap. Then after that, I literally pulled an entire all-nighter writing a report.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like 4 a.m. I decided to film a confessional. I remember like at one point that night, I like took a break and like called Sarah and like she told me all that stuff. And after that, I went and like called Jack and was like, Jack, this is the craziest thing. Sarah knows Kevin as the idol because she found it with him.
I was like, what? Oh, that blew my mind. I couldn't believe that.
I could have played it better. Like, you know, hindsight is like 20/20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine if I just like, you know, like put it in my pants and just like searched for hours with her.
Yeah. Instead, you like put up. You're like, I found it.
Yeah.
I found it.
It's here. It's here.
I found it, Sarah.
Wait.
I found it, Sarah, and I'm keeping it in my pocket.
I just remembered something. Sorry, this might be kind of random. But Mike gave me your clue, and my friend and I went into the chem building and dug in that same tree. We literally had like plastic knives and forks, and we were like digging, and then it wasn't there because you had already found it.
Why are you digging with knives? Yeah. What if you found Daniel's fake? Or like the fake that Daniel found? That'd be funny.
Yeah, it was. I think he already found it at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the challenge, it's a memory challenge. The classic one where you have to like cover, there's like a certain order you have to memorize. It's a pretty popular challenge. But yeah, Kevin, we were throwing it.
I didn't know that. You guys didn't even need to like show that you guys were throwing because me and Bailey just were terrible at the challenge.
Made it really easy to throw.
Yeah, so a little bit about like why I'm dressed up the way I am with like the boots, the swimming shorts, the Hawaiian shirt. Basically, I was out the night before, and I woke up 1 hour before the challenge started.
Which was what time?
I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 p.m. Yeah. And so I had to go to the challenge, and it was like, I don't got time to like change. And so that's why I showed up like that.
Nice.
Oh man, so yeah, I know that challenge was like I remember well, the way a lot of us were treating it was like we thought like, okay, we should try really hard to win a point. That way, if it comes down to it at the end, we're gonna have people go back that had already scored a point. That way, it'll be easier to throw it at the end of the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all of us, like me and Sarah and like Maggie and Abby, were trying to win points.
Well,
Sam,
do you remember? I like totally would have won, but the one object I needed was hidden in the shoe, and so I kept using another object that looked similar to it, and I was like, "What the heck?" And then later, I was like, "I don't have that piece." And then the producers came over and they found it in the shoe. So
yeah,
so dumb.
Yeah, no.
So they rigged it against you.
I know.
Exactly. Well, I had one too. Remember where I like had the right piece and I beat Cheaty there, but apparently there were two of them stacked together, and it was like hard to even tell. So said, oh, technically you have two stacked together, so it doesn't count.
We were like
we kept like losing like that. Dumb. So what do you know? But Lucy has to be the savior of the entire Cerulean tribe.
She was taking this so
whole
seriously.
Fate of the world is in Lucy White's hands.
Yeah, she was in the driver's seat of that challenge for sure.
She was, but she had to win like what 5 in a row in order for us.
She had to. Yeah, we were down 6-1.
Yeah.
And she beat you, Jack. So
yeah, she did. Yeah, she schooled me, and like, yeah, I had to switch it to Brie after, because at first they were like, Jack, you were in. So I think I was like right before that and like was pretty quick at it, and then like I couldn't take on Lucy. I was too scared, so I was a coward. Made Brie go instead.
Well, I guess what people probably don't know about Lucy is that she is actually an engineering student. So like she had told me once that like she's really good at her strengths in engineering, that she just memorizes things.
Yeah.
So like she are just like good at memorizing apparently. But I feel like people can probably see like, oh, this like, you know, Nick calls her kind of like a basic like kind of like shallow whatever sorority girl who wants to have Starbucks with you or whatever. I think it's kind of funny that like, oh, it's actually an engineering student. I think that out of everyone you would probably not guess that Lucy is the engineer. But yeah, she was not able to win 5 points in a row though. I think Michigan engineering can only go so far.
Okay, and then after the challenge, Kevin, do you remember when? Because I remember the A Alliance met right after the challenge, but was the group me formed before the challenge?
No, I don't think so.
So like,
I think everything was after the challenge.
Okay, so Bailey created it right after, and then we left with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just...
Why was it me and Abby?
You?
I get why it was Abby, but why was it me?
Oh, I think it's like you two were just around.
Okay.
To be honest, and it was like I remember like talking to Bailey. It was just like the truth is like I did want to like try to work things out with Abby, and you might have just been there at the right time for that to occur. So.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, so for me, I remember like 10 producers followed us. They're probably like, this is some BS about to happen. So Bailey immediately talks about how we have to get Maggie out.
Yeah, surprise. I can't believe that out of all people that Bailey could vote off, why would she pick Maggie first?
Yeah, I don't get
other obvious reasons. Flashback.
Given that like Bailey and Maggie seem pretty cool with each other, but me and Bailey have this like gigantic feud that's been documented over several episodes. So it's kind of weird. Oh, Kevin has found the Alliance in Groovy.
I have.
The Alliance. Honestly,
it is still there.
The best alliance.
It is like the best alliance, and yeah, it looks like we added you guys after the challenge.
And to be clear, it is 4 A's and 4 H's.
It is. Wow.
Is it caps?
No, it's not caps.
I decided to call it the Alliance because that's what was going through my head. It was just like, I was wondering what is her response? Like, why was that going through her head? Was it because she's on a tribe with Maggie that she's like screaming on the inside?
Because she knows she's on the minority.
I don't have like constant screaming going on in my head. I would.
It's constant.
Your head either?
What? Just constant in my head is just all moments of the day.
What a great choice in an alliance partner, right there.
Oh my gosh, I saw in one of my messages, I accidentally called Lucy Scrappa, and I realized you guys probably didn't know who that was or something. So I was like, also, we call Lucy Scrappa on Ohana. It's not meant to be insulting. We just didn't know her name.
Like
it's not meant to be insulting.
Yeah, I did not know his name.
Yeah.
I didn't know your name either, Jack.
Wow.
I think so.
Oh, you called him Pretty Boy, remember?
Did I call him Pretty Boy?
Yeah.
Pretty boy.
Thanks.
Oh, that's
Well,
funny.
it's
Pretty
funny
boy
because
college.
people think Nick and Jack look alike.
Oh.
I don't know if I see that.
I don't see
I think
it.
there was just one person in the comments who, I don't know. I don't agree.
Maybe we just know them better.
We're white boys, brown hair.
I guess that's true.
Blue eyes, yeah.
You're both in computer science.
Oh, yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
And you guys both met after the challenge.
I feel like not much really happened, at least this episode, because of that conversation. It's just like, I talked with Nick. It was good.
It was a good
Like,
conversation.
we didn't really make any. Yeah, we didn't make any like long-term plans or anything. But I said like he plays the way that I kind of play. Like I don't know, it was good.
I just feel like I remember like that. Remember that meeting seeming like awkward when I was like watching it. Where you're just like, yeah, Nick, like I was so happy I'm gonna try with you because like I wanted to talk to you for so long. Nick's just like eating food. He just like doesn't make fun. Just like nods, like okay, like,
yeah.
That's
That was
funny.
definitely just me BSing him, I feel like, but that's kind of my common spiel, I guess. Is like that's what I said like in the car ride on the first day, like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted to happen. I'm so glad this is happening.
Yeah, so us three meet.
Yeah. Remember we said that we would have control if Kevin and Bailey were gone because we kind of saw like the two of them as the people that would not do what we would say versus like I think we felt like we had connections to most other people in the game at the time.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's actually true, I don't know.
I think it's funny how you said Kevin and Bailey, and then you also added Mallory. Just like randomly.
Yeah.
Mallory.
I'm not sure why I said it. I think maybe it's because like I thought of like Lucy on our tribe is like doing what we said, whereas I didn't know where Mallory's head was at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like pretending like I don't. I was like, oh, you guys like Mike's in my stats class. And then I remember meeting with Mike and I was like, okay, now it's time for you to like really get on Jack's good side. So like come merge, we can like form something and like it won't be random. So I was like, you really need to get on Jack's good side, Mike. And he was like, fine.
Fine.
That's like
Yeah.
I think like this episode really pushes like two different trios. Like the trio of Nick, Mike, and Mallory is like really like push where Nick's like, I'm on the tribe with my three favorite people, Mike and Mallory.
In a way, they do kind of like mirror each other. Like, I feel like, I'm kind of like Nick because I look like him and everything. You're kind of like a big wrestler guy. Mike's kind of like a bigger guy. I'm more athletic.
I have more estrogen, so I'm Mallory.
Yeah, you have more, and you're the estrogen. You don't know as much about Survivor,
Oh, yeah.
You went to Pioneer High School?
Oh, we went to Pioneer.
You did, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I can see it. It's interesting to see, like, on both the tribes, and there's kind of like these two different trios. I feel like it's very different where our trio is all about, like, talking about power and who we're controlling, versus the other trio is more about, like, they're just talking about Cheaty and roping Cheaty. Like, they're more of like, hey, what's going on right now in our tribe? What do we need to focus on? Seems like we're very like looking down the road.
Yeah. Like we have like good connections with everybody in Ohana, and it seems like they very much don't have good connections with like Kevin and Bailey, at least,
And yeah, I definitely you see Mike kind of trashing Bailey in that conversation too, where he's like, yeah, I kind of like regret getting rid of Dan. I mean, wrong call. Bailey calmed down, and she definitely is not calming down.
Not at all.
Yeah,
that was a joyride. I was going into this game thinking like I would be like paired up with someone, and it would be like a ride or die situation. And just first impressions, I was like, I don't mind like. Bailey knows about College Survivor, so I'm just like, oh, that makes sense to pair up with her.
Yeah, your pair was like such a dynamic and like explosive pair.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like looking combined and all the different like drama that you guys caused in the first 5 episodes is a lot.
I love the scene of you guys just sitting there and you're just like roasting her and you're like, your beats. And Bailey was like, your beats so fucking mean to me today.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
That's my favorite line of the entire episode is Kevin is like, I know, I'm so vicious right now.
It's like, I'm just so mean today.
I'm just rude. Like, you're just so self-aware. It was...
Oh, okay, so we're gonna get into more of Kevin's like perception of the game and stuff at this point, but before that, Abby and Sam, you guys kind of have a little meeting to mend your little slip up. And I just want to say, I think it's funny how the Bunny Alliance is essentially exposed to Abby like at least 3 times this episode. and she refuses to believe it. Because I think a couple of us have her really fooled about that. Like, I think she thinks she's closer to us than, like, maybe Bree and Sarah A. I don't know.
It does seem strange that, like, I literally was like, yeah, Abby, this is an alliance that exists. Like, I recognize that, like, yeah, the 5 of us were a thing. You were the 6th member, and I wanted you to be in it. I mean, obviously, like, I kind of played it down where I was like, yeah, like, it was literally just, like, happened the week of the vote, and, like, I didn't give it a name. Yeah, and it was only, like, to get rid of Maggie, and I was like, Abby, obviously I'm your number 1, right? So I didn't want to, like, make it obvious that I was so close with you by pushing for you too much to be in the alliance. And I kind of tried to, like, put back on, like, me trying to protect our secret alliance.
Yeah.
And she, like, looks at the camera and, like, smiles, and it kind of looks like she doesn't believe me. But at the same time, she didn't flip, so I'm actually still not sure if I did a good job of mending that or not. One of the things that wasn't shown was in the middle of that conversation, I was like, Abby, I need to talk with you after the challenge and, like, tell you something really important. So, like, I pulled her aside. And I was like just in the middle of having that. It was like just on camera too. Like, out of nowhere, Sarah Z just like shows up.
Thing. Abby texted me. She was like, Sam wants to tell me something important. And I was like, should I be there for that? And she was being kind of weird about it. She was like, I don't know. I think he just wants it to be me. And I was like, where are you guys? And she was like, the union or something. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to come.
I'm just going to drop
by. So that's why I, like, showed up.
I remember, like, as soon as Sarah showed up, I immediately, like, changed the subject. I was like, oh, Sarah, come here. We're talking about something. We're talking about Maggie. But I was just like, yeah. So, like, I was like, Sarah, like, do you think that Maggie is, like, still on board with throwing the challenge? And you're just like, I mean, I think so. Like, why wouldn't she be? I was like, I don't know.
I was like, why?
I was like making this like big fake like situation I was worried about that like, and Sarah, you're just like, I don't know why you're worried about this. Like, I feel like that's not something to worry about. And I was like, I don't know.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm just like a little bit worried about it because you never know. It's like it's Maggie, and you're just like, I feel like she's fine. Like, and I remember you just being like, is this like really the thing that like you're trying to tell Abby that is super important? Like.
Oh, poor Abby. She was like, what the fuck?
Abby was just very confused.
Yeah, so let's get into more of Kevin's perception then. Like, because Kevin, you met with Maggie and you thought she had no idea what was happening. You thought Sam had like no really good ties with people on his tribe. But then you had like that kind of relationship with Abby that Sam was talking about. Like, what do we think he could have done better to like keep Abby on his side?
Yeah, I think I'll go like the steps of how I met people. I think it went like Abby, Sam, Maggie, and then Bailey, empathy, and then So it all starts out with I think your meeting. How they showed in the episode was my meeting with Abby was after that conversation in the hallway. But it was literally an hour of just like, hey, we've always wanted to talk after so long. And everything I reflected to her regarding what Sarah Avery told me, she just did not buy. And so I was already in a spot where I was starting to distrust Sarah A. And then, like, meeting up with Abby and she telling me just like, everything she was telling you is BS. Just like put my head in such a wrap because part of it must have been true if Jeremy Maggie was right. But then if she's telling me that like all the alliances like Sarah Avery is coming up with are lies, like I just could not get like a framework of like how your tribe was working after that meeting with Abby.
Didn't somebody tell you that there was a girls' alliance?
Yeah, I think like Abby said it and it was just like that makes sense, but like what can we do? Because then I think I brought it up with you in our conversation.
Yeah.
Because like talking to Sam, like my major focus was just like, are we really gonna let another dude get out of this game?
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing I remember from that conversation.
Yeah. I remember like what we had a plan we come up with was like we knew Sarah Avery had told you some stuff, so we thought that if we fed you like a bunch of fake information, you wouldn't know which was real and what was fake. So I remember like we really tried to push the narrative that there's a girls' alliance to like kind of hide the fact that the bunny alliance was like actually the real thing. So I remember that's kind of like, we saw that at Tribal Council where Abby was pretending that the Girls' Alliance was real. And like, it's probably pretty confusing. So it wasn't really, none of that stuff was really like on film.
She like winked.
But like, that was the reason that like she said that was because we were trying to make it really look like there was a Girls' Alliance. That way Kevin didn't know the Bunny Alliance is real.
Yeah.
And that way you wouldn't be telling Maggie and Abby about the Bunny Alliance being real.
I think, like, it wasn't the Girls Alliance is what missed me the most.
Yeah.
I think it was just the amount of information that just started, like, in my perspective, canceling each other out.
Yeah.
Especially after meeting with Abby.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is going on?
Because she had such a different perception of the game than Sarah Avery did.
Yep. And then you guys have a different perspective on the game than those two.
In our conversation, I was like, I have no idea what's going on, dude. I was like, I just kind of go with the flow. Whatever she told me to do, I just like, do it. Can we talk about the conversation with Maggie? Or Maggie was like, Kevin, why do you want to vote me out? Why are you targeting me?
It's like
the girl's a dumbass.
Throw under the bus. And I like from what I heard from Sarah all this week, and like it would have been easy to put everyone on my tribe on board of getting her out. I was just like, I feel like it would be easy to flip at least one of you guys onto Maggie, because from my perspective, I was just like, I would just not enjoy talking to this girl at all. I mean, like I will reflect this, and I think I said, like, all your expectations are dropped. Like, literally, after talking to that girl, because it was, like, it was worse than the comment I said about Lucy being a fish. Maggie, to me, was just a brick wall. And it was just like, what am I doing wasting an hour talking to this girl? Yeah, after talking with her, was actually after Bailey felt so bad for Maggie. Bailey met up with Maggie first, and then I met up with Bailey, and she told me, like, we should work with Maggie. And my decision was because, like, if I was a ride or die with Bailey, then if she has, like, an idea, then I'll go with it, even though I disagree. And so then I went into the Maggie meeting just like, this is going to suck, but we actually might be working together now. Because I had to, like, deal with the fact that Bailey was so emotional after meeting with Maggie. Like, Maggie did a great job with that on Bailey.
Yeah, she did.
And like, I couldn't probably, like, you know, fix her emotions to think, hey, we're probably being stupid here.
Mm-hmm.
And so after meeting with Maggie, I think that was when we were just like, okay, like, Lucy seems like, I don't really care who goes out as long as it's not me. And so that's how I, like, flipped from Maggie onto Lucy. I think it really showcased how much I don't like Maggie and Lucy in this game through the episode. And it was also the arrogance of, like, thinking, like, if your tribe was as bad as Sarah A. of keeping secrets in this game, like, I thought, like, I was king of the world.
Right.
What do you guys think about the comments about, like, Bailey's weakness being her empathy, and about how, like, Kevin was like, oh, I'm the villain. I love being the villain. Bailey's like, this game is the worst because it turns you into the villain. Obviously, you're just trying to do what you have to do.
Oh, I love the contrast between you guys.
You're a fun pair.
Yeah, you are.
No, I think, like, I did have, like, my most fun just, like, talking with Bailey. Like, because we lived, like, really close to each other at the time.
That party confessional, too.
I love that confessional. That's one of my favorite of this entire season so far.
Wait, Kevin, I love when you're, like, shaking your head. You're like, why the hell would Sam? Why the hell would Abby? Like, you're, like, literally your eyes are so large. Like, you're, like, shaking your head. It's, like, so much.
Yeah, that was a lot. Oh, yeah, I don't think Bailey said she really didn't want that to be in the show, but I was like, there, yeah. So the story for that goes is, like, Cooper invites, like, you know, both tribe chats, like, hey, come to, like, our, like, shindig party or whatever. And literally it was only me and Bailey who showed up, I think.
Oh, poor Cooper.
Poor Coop. Come on.
Yeah, so that's how the whole, like, social winners of Survivor came about, because, like, we're having a good time, we're running this game, like, what's stopping us now? And that was a lot of ignorance right there, definitely. But we didn't know better because, like, Cerulean really didn't, like, you know, shape up to, like, dealing with Ohana people, just in a way of, like, communication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed like we were, like, playing two completely different games almost.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was on a vacation.
Yeah.
On Cerulean, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just not the same when you got into Cernulean.
Yep. But I still thought it was a vacation in Cernulean, just because, I don't know, I really, like...
We were very coordinated in, like, what we said in the conversations with you and Bailey, and, yeah.
Whoever told Maggie to, like, go the sappy route was just... That was great. Bailey comes up to me and was like, I don't want to vote out Maggie. And I'm just, like, in the streets of Ann Arbor, and I'm just like, damn it.
And Maggie's like, can I buy you guys a cookie? And he went, poor girl.
Poor girl.
Yeah, that's all you need to not vote out somebody just when they buy you a cookie. Like,
now has Lavana telepathically communicated this to Maggie, that Maggie, the secret of Survivor that I've learned in all my years is to buy somebody
while you're studying,
and they will not vote you out.
I think that has to be.
I love how Sarah, your video, how you were just like, we're like, they're trying to convince us that like the Scrapper girls found the idol for Lucy, and like Abby's like, they're so dumb, they think we're dumb, and Sarah's just like, bitch, Kevin had the idol.
Well, I was so annoyed because we had
that?
just got off the phone and Kevin was being like really controlling on the call, and Abby and I were just going along with him, and so I had to vent after. Sorry, Kevin.
Oh, no, it's worth it. There's a lot of lies that I told that I didn't even believe myself.
Like the deer hunting? What was
that
the
was the
that?
truth.
Oh, was the truth? Okay, yeah, that's true. I think that you've explained that in the podcast.
I don't. Yeah, and like just to go over it again, like I literally went to the yard because I was crazy idol searching, and yeah, they were shooting up deer. Population control.
That's crazy. That's crazy that actually happened. And it's funny that like you told the truth about it was mostly the truth, but the part of it that was true, Daniel thought was a lie.
Yeah.
Like Daniel thought it was a lie only because of the deer hunting. But
And
that
then
was
Sarah,
actually what happened.
and then Sarah A tells me Daniel doesn't trust you, and you're just like, you know, the gears start grinding up, and you're just like, I gotta get him out.
Yeah.
It was the same deal with like the whole Scrapper Girl story. It was just like trying to figure out a reason, like just to get everything off my boat, and like to push this Lucy narrative that we wanted out after the Maggie meetup.
And I remember that. And then the next day, all of a sudden, you guys figured out what was going on.
Yeah.
Through, believe it or not, Cheaty making her first move of the game.
Yeah, this is a big move on her part. So let's analyze why Cheaty did
playing
this.
the idol. It could have been like the game. Your game could have been saved by Cheaty.
Yeah. So Cheaty tells Bailey about, everybody knows Kevin has an idol, and I don't learn about this information until 3 hours before Tribal. And here's some like insider information. I had a confessional with Matthew Israel, my producer at the time. I know.
Whoa.
And
The lion himself.
the lion himself. He tells me after our confessional, like, you know, I was voted out before the merge, like all the spoilers that he always tells us. And, like, he told me he was voted out after an exam that he took. And it was like, I have an exam today. My coding class. Bet nothing's wrong's going to happen there, haha. And so when I get out of the class, I literally see, like, my feed destroyed by, like, 9 calls from Bailey.
Oh my gosh.
And, like, a lot of just, like, things about, I know you have the idol, your game is over, goodbye. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
And
shit.
this goes into the whole fake idol play of, you know, I've been selling this, like, idea that, okay, maybe I will count a fake idol. I think I told, like, you that, Sarah, and Abby, too, after the whole, like, you guys didn't buy the Scrapper story. And so after the exam, I'm trying to do damage control, where I first call Sarah A and just be like, we're done. I hate you. And then I go to Ragstock and buy the fake idol. I make it the day of I get put it out.
Way.
Yeah, and so I go to Ragstock and I find these earrings and I'm just like, it's blue and red, cerulean, haha. Not knowing that you probably knew what the idol... You all knew what the idol looked like.
Yeah, because Maggie... Yeah.
And you knew what all the idols looked like because Jack already told you I have an idol.
Yeah.
And
I'd already seen Maggie's and Jack's idols.
Yeah, so that screwed up that opportunity, but I didn't know better. And after going to Ragstock, I proceed to go all the way across campus to Palmer Commons to meet up with Bailey, who is just fed up with me. He's like, I don't care what you do anymore, but like I'm with you till the end, I guess, which was that episode. All this, like, you know, information just like going on me, just like clouded any attempt of like thinking that I should play my actual idol.
Mm-hmm.
It was also a lot of arrogance, thinking like I could like have such an advantage of like staying safe this week. Yeah, it was like me thinking about like merge of just like, even if I play it, I'm out the next week since I don't have anything else. And so it was either like go out with a bang or like set myself up to at least make it after a potential like merge, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Was there a chance that you'd play the idol and then you and Lucy would change your votes to someone else, like Maggie or...
If I was smart, I would have told Lucy to vote out. I would have been spicy with the vote out. I would not have voted out Maggie.
Yeah, because who would you have gone after?
It would have been you because I wanted guys still in the game. It might have been you, Sarah.
Me?
Wow.
No.
I think it would be. I like in the back of my mind. I there's no confessional of it or anything, but I was like, since I had like nothing based off with you, I would tell.
What about But what about is like the strongest alliance in the game, I thought. Why would you vote out your own alliance member?
Yeah, the alliance is supposed to be the final four.
Like, there's no strategy to it other than you. We haven't talked that much other than through the alliance, Sarah. And you know, I'm like the showboater for like production and making it juicy, right? I mean, I've blindsided Daniel for like my Survivor bucket list, and I think it would like add like, oh, no way this happened. If someone nobody expected to get out was voted out that way.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
And that this is all like my personal information that I told probably no one. But again, it never came like the idea of like, you know, playing it just was never there because I wanted to keep it for if I somehow survived that week, it would have benefited me more in the future.
Right. Wow. That's so sad though, like being blindsided with an idol in your pocket. That's like so many people's worst nightmare.
Treated it like a champ.
Yeah.
You saw me smiling after the second vote.
Yeah.
You know, I was just having a lot of fun being my like arrogant like little self because I never really have that like, you know, nobody has the chance to just be like, I don't care what's gonna happen type of deal. But yeah, like some other smart ideas probably would have been like, you know, at least give Bailey the idol, so that would have been spicy.
Oh
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That would have been really spicy.
Did that even like shape your heads? Like, or did you think like I went out with my idol?
No, we were like, there's no way Kevin would give his idol. Yeah.
Which is yeah.
Because if you thought there was a chance you were going home, then you would have just played it for yourself. Is what we thought. So I think we were in the tribal aware that you were going to play a fake idol.
Yes.
But there's still like some nerves in that like there's a chance it's a real idol still.
Right.
And
but also, I think I had thought about like giving you the idol, Sam, because I was worried about like you going home if like something messed up with like when you guys started targeting Kevin instead of just going after like Bailey or something and like trying to vote out the person with the idol. I remember like being nervous that like one of you guys would go home, and I think did I offer it to you, Sam? I think I might have at one point.
I think you definitely brought it up, and I was just so confident that Kevin was not going to play his idol. And that even if he did, the votes would be on Maggie or Lucy. I didn't really. I was like, nah, like you're gonna hold on to it. Like,
nah, bro, I don't want to.
Nah, bro, I don't even want that. I really did also like take Abby for granted in the fact that like she really could have flipped, and I just like was so confident that she would not flip, and obviously she did not flip. But like, it would have been really easy for her to flip, and honestly, she had a lot of reasons to do so.
She really did.
You know?
I was scared too.
I think, like, honestly, you know, as I had that conversation with Abby, you know, and it didn't really show her response to it, but her response was something along the lines of like, honestly, like, I don't even care what happened back then because that was then and this is now, and now we're in a different situation, and now obviously that alliance doesn't exist anymore because Sarah Avery is like, you know, sold us out to Kevin and nobody cares about, you know, blah, blah, blah. She's like, honestly, like, I don't care what happened back then. Just keep me in the loop from now on.
Well, also,
you know what I mean?
do you remember we made the MASS Alliance, MASS?
Yeah.
Maggie.
Yeah, that was
Maggie, Abby, Sarah, Sam was the MASS Alliance.
Yep.
So I think she like started to believe in that, and then also we were hyping up like blindsiding Kevin so much that she got like so into it that I think she just really wanted it to like. She knew it would be really hype, and she wanted to be part of it.
We thought it would be a very, very big blindside and a big moment in the game.
Yeah.
Like taking off basically who we thought was like the biggest target and the biggest player on the other tribe. We thought it was like the biggest moment of the game. We were like being like, this is gonna be the most incredible moment of the season. Like we need to do it, you know, like
I think it reflects back to like the idea of a blindside when you're playing this game for the first time, no matter how it is, just like totally like enwraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're blindside and you have the opportunity to do it, you will do it because I did that with
Yeah.
Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and Bailey were just like in a similar position to you guys. We're just like, we got to do it. You know?
Yeah, even if it's not the best move, you just feel like you need to do it. You know,
like if you're watching like from the stands and you think you'll like be a good Survivor player, when you hear like blindside, it doesn't matter anymore. You're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, like I think in like these instances, the blindside against me was good. The blindside against Daniel was not so good.
Yeah.
What about the final thing in this episode? Like Maggie's comment?
Oh.
The response to Bailey?
Yeah.
That is the funnest, my favorite part of the episode.
Funnest part. Yeah, Bailey turns around and is like, so y'all four blindsided Kevin. And I remember Maggie was like about to go to Rick's after, so she's like in her like Rick's outfit. She doesn't really
Icon.
She was like, I don't really know what happened, but I guess it looks that way or something.
And then she's like, good night, y'all.
Yeah, actually, I'll make one comment before about my relationship with like Lucy is an interesting story that never is shown in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so we talk about like you knowing Mike previously, going into the season, I guess.
Well,
right?
I didn't know him, but we were in the same class together, so we like started talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew Lucy from my first semester here, where we were in an science learning center study group.
Oh.
The one. Yeah.
Wow.
But we never talked together just because, like, you don't really talk in study groups. And that's how I remember her. And, like, seeing her the first day, I was just like, oh, it's that girl from study groups.
Oh.
And then, like, that was, like, the icebreaker to meet up with her. Little do I know, it's, like, when we first meet up, it's in the Union basement. She's eating Wendy's, and she has, like, a buddy of hers with her there. And it was, like, one of the worst conversations I've had in my life. I
Why?
Frank, just because like there was like I learned she knew nothing about the game. She did not know what she was getting herself into, and it's like she was very bad at like being interested in conversation. Like I hate small talk too, but like if you're just like gazing off into space.
Oh, she was doing the blank stare.
She was doing the blank stare, just chewing on her food.
Abby's really good at that too.
What a terrible meeting, and that's also like what pushed me to like vote her out, because I legitimately did not like her.
You didn't like a lot of people on your track.
I did not like Nick. I did not like Lucy.
And you thought that Lucy and Daniel were very close.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's so random.
That was definitely like you weren't the only person that thought that. That wasn't really shown in episode 2 because it didn't really fit into like the story. But like one of the reasons I remember them saying in episode 2 for voting off Daniel was because like you guys were paranoid that like him and Lucy had like a secret alliance. And like
I don't know who started that small lie.
I mean, that's one of the things. I guess we're kind of getting to the eulogy here, where I do think that had you kept Daniel around, it would have helped given you something else to do for the swap. We'll just say that
I agree, yeah.
AJ gets voted off at the first one, and probably I don't know who would have gone the second one.
It would be difficult.
But had Daniel stuck around, then maybe that would have been another person that would have been to work with the swap. So there's a world where I really, really want to work with you and Daniel because Sarah Avery is working with both of you, you know. And instead, it kind of turned out that like my only connections to Sterling were kind of cut with Daniel, and instead this connection was more with Sarah, Z, and Mike.
If I think about it, like I would not have the opportunity to pick Daniel for the swap.
That's true, yeah.
And it might put Cerulean in a better or a worse spot because he would have been likely to flip to save Sarah A after throwing her under the bus.
It's probably
if I was going to throw her under the bus.
But I guess I'm just wondering, like, what did Kevin do right? What did Kevin do wrong? Oh.
I think Kevin, you did a really good job of having Bailey by your side. So like you formed a really tight bond with her. I mean, you were running things on your tribe before you swapped.
He had control Cerulean.
Yeah.
He had the idol. And honestly, being in the minority on the tribe was like, he could not have helped that either. I wonder if the biggest thing, honestly, was...
I think you should have played your idol. Yeah.
You shouldn't have been the leader. It's just like kind of what it boils down to at the end of the day. Like, I feel like if you're going into a swap situation where you're on this minority, like, and obviously you couldn't have foreseen that this would be, like, that the leader would be like in this twist or whatever, be in the minority tribe. But I feel like just having a large target, like, going into a situation like that, it makes it so much harder for you to get that target off of yourself.
But at the same time, if he wasn't leader, he wouldn't have probably found the idol.
That's true, yeah.
Like, Daniel and Sarah would have been scary because Daniel was the one who tried to be the leader on our tribe.
Mm-hmm. Daniel probably would have found the idol too because he was the first one to get there.
Oh yeah, he knew what it was versus swap. Like, Sarah Daniel would have been like a scary pair.
Yeah. So I guess maybe you could have knocked out Sarah, Z.
Yeah, and then I think you really, and then maybe really just like try to work on pulling in Abby and Maggie and like against Sam.
Oh my god, if you had knocked me out, that would have been huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think what would have been difficult, though, is even if I got you out, my relationship with Bailey was strained so much.
That's true.
From the fact that I lied to her, that with Abby probably still there and Maggie, she would have gone to their side.
Maggie has like a pretty good social game, I feel like people, give crap to her, like you included Kevin in the episode, but like I feel like she does a really good job of like making people want to work with her.
Yeah, she does.
I think like what the biggest like thing that was out of my control, gambling on the leader position, because the benefits were pretty great with an idol. The consequences were just so bad.
Yeah. Wasn't your bond with Sarah A formed because you guys are both the leaders?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess it's a lesson that we learned that, hey, you can choose on day one to be the leader or not to be the leader. Don't be the leader. Don't do it.
Yeah, I just feel like you and Sarah should have just not torn each other's games down. Like, I feel like part of that's out of your hands, but.
Yeah, I really didn't utilize the relationship. But it was starting to get strained after the Daniel vote out.
Yeah, you never want to get voted off with the idol in your pocket, but regardless, you definitely gave us a very entertaining, especially very entertaining episode and very entertaining 5 episodes in general.
Oh, for sure. You had great confessionals, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, Kevin here.
Hey, guys. Some great quotes.
You didn't know that every video that Kevin started out, he would always say, "Hey guys, Kevin here."
Yeah. So they don't. I was hoping for a little compilation video of every one of my conventionals because it's a variety of me saying, "Hey guys, Kevin here," or "Hey guys, Kevin here."
How do you rank relative to the person that got the same placement in season 1?
Oh, who got out 5th?
Was it Jess?
Oh, Kevin.
We are going to place...
Kevin, you're way above Jess in my books.
Yeah.
Do you ever apologize?
The 13th place club or the 14th place club?
13th place club. Because it was the 5th guy voted out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys ever... did we tackle that?
5 guys in a row.
5 guys in a row. That's the first.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't believe it's 9-4 women to men. That's pretty insane.
Without any
honestly,
girls alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, every guy was voted out for a different reason. It wasn't just because it was the girls wanted the guys out. Everything was different, so it just happened to shake out that way.
I think I do a better job with the whole speech with the fake idol. Just you guys can trust me after this. I don't have anything.
That was I know we were so
it's fake, by the way.
When you were gonna play the real idol right there, you could see all of our faces.
We were like,
what's he gonna do?
I didn't tell production either what I was gonna do.
Oh my gosh!
I was there.
No way! I bet they were shook.
Oh yeah, that Cooper had no idea what I was gonna do.
That's so great.
So.
All right. Well, in the official, 14th place club, you are officially ahead of Jess because Jess and Kevin will both not apologize for what they're doing. But Kevin is not going to skip Survivor to go to his siblings' football game. Kevin is definitely going to be present for Survivor.
Will be present, yes.
And that in itself, I think, ranks you ahead of somebody that does not care.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a few final snippets I got.
Yeah.
My best friend applied for season 2, got invited for an interview, but he didn't go to the interview, and that would have been dynamic.
Wow.
His name's Jake. If people listening know Survivor Dearborn, he is Jake Brenner from that production on YouTube. Not as popular as like the college ones out there, but if you're a fan of Homemade Survivors, I would check out some of their later seasons to see how similar we are in being villains.
No way, I didn't know this.
What else is there? I wrote an essay for Survivor Michigan in my recent essay class.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah, and it's mostly about how much I just kind of ruined Daniel. Bringing people along that ride. I don't think I'm going to give it out to the world, but if you're really interested, just message me on Twitter, or just I live tweeted the episode, so you guys should be able to all see it there. And then I guess the last thing is I was very stunned by all the the reactions of Bailey getting hit by a car. Just being her friend, right? It's it makes sense to be angry at a person who had wrote fuck your team on your belly. And then the response to it might have been pretty bad of just at least we don't sleep with people on our tribe. But I was a bit taken aback by some of the comments who were just oh, that's karma, Bailey.
Yeah, that's being really mean to Bailey.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel bad.
But that's right.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times people watch this stuff and see it as a TV show of and they don't remember that it's actually it's a bunch of college students.
Yep.
We're not celebrities, even though we might pretend we are. Yeah. Maybe we'll get recognized.
Definitely pretend we are.
We're definitely celebrities. What are you talking about?
All right. We're definitely celebrities, but we're also still people.
Yep.
And there's not we're these mythical, internet crazy personalities. There's people.
My favorite saying about explaining this game to a person is we only do it for $50 in pride, and it's all about that pride.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly.
Yeah, we're just outside of that. We're just having a good time. If anything I learned from this game is humility. Yeah, my arrogance has definitely been taken down a notch because of Survivor. But no, that's good.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's part of growth. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I was a freshman.
Right.
I was there's 3 freshmen in the game currently, and we all take the freshman perspective of a college student very differently. The one who thinks he's a hot shot, the girl who's just in there for a good time, and then the Scrappa is Scrappa. But I think I'm good here. It was a fun time.
Yeah. No, it was very fun seeing you on TV, and very fun having you here to talk about the episodes. So I really appreciate you coming on, Kev. It's been great.
I got to finally meet up with the Bunny Alliance. I feel like I'm one of your own now.
The crossover of the century.
The crossover, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it was an honor being in the Alliance with you while it lasted.
Yeah. The best alliance out there.
Okay, let's do social media this week.
Whoa.
We are bringing back a very popular one from last
Yes.
season, which is the old Facebook posts. And actually, Kevin, I wasn't able to find any of yours. You didn't really post a lot back in the day.
He scrubbed it.
Unfortunately, we don't have any of yours, but I think the 3 main players of this are Mike, Jack, and Nick.
Oh, God.
You guys have the worst one.
I'm not excited.
You can start with Mike Baker.
So Mike Baker, October 31st, 2011.
Oh, it's
this
Halloween.
Is, right after is this the day of Halloween?
Yeah, it's the day of Halloween.
So Halloween, what is Mike Baker thinking about at 9:50 p.m. on... No, never mind. 9:50 p.m. is something else. Right.
That's
What is
part
Mike
of the
Baker
screenshot.
thinking about on Halloween in 2011? He says, nothing better than a morning reading the adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
What a nerd.
Wow,
Nerd.
He goes from reading Huckleberry Finn in the morning to taking peppermint patty shots in the morning.
Yeah.
Definitely,
He's fallen
definitely
far.
going up a bit. Oh, we have a couple of days before that, October 12th. Help wanted. Need a costume idea for Halloween? Then please accompany Jack Mullen and I this Halloween as Becky Thatcher from Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I'll be Tom Sawyer and Jack will be Huck. We'll be Becky, though. Possibly you. Contact us if interested. If interested, you didn't spell it right. It has 5 comments, so.
Oh. Were people interested?
Are on there, like they all want to be. They want to be in the costume.
Oh.
With Mike, obviously.
Yeah, but speaking of girls, he also goes on September 3rd, 2011. Who needs a girlfriend when you own Madden 12?
That's fair.
Oh, he's got 14 likes.
No, but
Wow.
then there's another one, August 5th, 2011. Thank God for girls, ... Otherwise, the world would lack pictures. And that has
Whoa.
Oh my
19
god, what does that
likes.
mean?
What does that mean?
That could mean a lot of
love
things,
Mike.
to be honest.
I really don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Does that mean like girls take a lot of pictures? Like, are girls like photographers more often than men?
Like, it could mean that.
It's
Talking about like pictures of girls, like the world would lack pictures of girls.
Yeah.
Or thank God for girls for taking pictures, because the world would not. All photographers are.
Is it kind of like a social media thing? Like, oh my gosh, like when you're in high school, like, oh my gosh, these girls post all these Instagram pictures. Like, wow, you don't need so many pictures.
I noticed a trend. Everyone liked their posts back in the day. Like, every single person I screenshotted liked their own posts at some point.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh. Yeah, Kevin, read this one from July 22nd.
July 22nd, 2011. It's had a dream I was kind. Woke up still king. What?
But nobody likes it.
Nobody likes it. But there's 3 comments.
Wait, read the next one,
Wonder what
too.
those comments
This is
are
still
about.
Mike, by the way.
My legs are like carpet, smiley face. Hit me up, cougars. Cougars. Whoa.
What?
Is that 8 comments from 8 different cougars?
Wow.
Yeah, so many.
There's so many that
Wow.
are good.
Oh my god. Read this one.
Oh, God. I'm going to read this. February 24th, 2011. Okay, this man is also probably like 17 or 18, if we think about it.
Yes, definitely. Oh, no, he's maybe 16.
All right. They call me the juice when I'm at the strip club. And then comments are all day, every day. Another guy is like...
No, his dad. His dad says why.
Oh, that's his dad. His dad is
Maker.
asking why. And Mike just goes, I don't know, father. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. January 6th, 2011. Mike is looking all over his house for his sweater vest.
They get to shout it. Yeah, it's in all caps. My sweater vest!
And then in the comment, by the way, I found the sweater vest nice and dry
Oh
clean.
God, thank God. I was so worried.
Thank God for women so that they can have sweater vests in the world.
Pictures of
And there
them.
can be pictures of them too.
Mhm.
Sam and I only had one each, and mine's not even that good still. But Sam, yours has a little nod to the Bunny Alliance.
Wow.
Oh, wow. October 1st, 2014. Today is my rabbit's 8th birthday. Yeah, my
I don't
rabbit.
know why I thought that was so
Snoopy.
funny. Aw.
He turned 8 on October 1st, 2014. I was pretty hyped, apparently.
Okay, but Jack...
Truth is...
Okay, Jack's are so... Jack, you have to read, all of yours. Yours were bad.
LMS, ... Truth is, winky face, comment for rate. Classic. I got 19 likes. Ha 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 ha. Missouri. Which is very, foreshadowing. Me moving to Missouri.
Foreshadowing.
I think it must have been some March Madness game or something. Oh, I actually remember this one. So I'll read it. My name is Jack Tiggs. I am one of the last of my kind. If there are any more of you out there, I need you so we can form up a team and conquer the undead. I literally remember my friend Preston Rapp actually posted that on my Facebook page, and that became a running joke for us for a long time after that. About just the team of Jack Tiggs conquering the undead. I don't know how he came up with that, but all credit goes to him. Well, then there's a Tiggs test you have to pass, apparently, in order to join.
Oh. What is a Tiggs test?
You have to be able to tell a fake idol from a real idol. That's one part.
Wait, I need to stop this and don't forget about Sarah Z's post on June 18, 2010.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm seriously going to miss everyone who's not going to Pine next year. Good times in middle school. I'll never forget.
Hey, Pioneer Pride. You never forget.
Not any likes or comments.
Who actually has good times in middle school? Apparently me.
Sarah will not forget her good times in middle school.
0 comments, 0 likes. Sounds about right.
Oh, no.
No.
Maybe because nobody else likes middle school. They're all just I don't know why Sarah liked middle school. I like middle school.
And I have some really morbid posts right here. In 100 years,
Back to
Facebook's going to
Jack.
be full of dead people. I just thinking about that.
That's very smart.
That is true.
Nintendo World at NYC brings back so many gaming memories.
There's such a wait. Then there's a Minecraft one.
Yes, Minecraft Halloween update is out. There goes it's my weekend, baby.
Yeah.
I remember that update. That was so good. I like this one. Meteor shower. I'm such a dork, and then there's a little like tongue face, like colon P.
And then cat comments.
Don't shame yourself, Jack. Everyone has their own unique interests.
About to see Toy Story 3. Then the next one. Toy Story 3 was awesome. Seriously, new favorite movie of all time.
Aww. Jack, I was also obsessed with that movie.
Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his
It felt very strange machine, designed to view a world unseen. Gotta get the box. He's Danny Phantom. You guys don't remember that show?
I do. I love that.
I didn't watch that.
Jack, in 2009, just had a mega day.
Mega day.
Back to school shopping. Went to Rivertown Mall. Awesome day.
Oh, I love Rivertown Mall, dude.
It was a mega day.
Washington Mall. That's where I saw Toy Story 3.
Oh.
Huh. Wow. I wonder if I saw you there.
Also, Jack, I can't believe you had a leopard Snuggie. That's amazing.
Yeah, is that amazing? Where is that thing?
These boys are really into fashion, like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, well, let's go to Jeremy.
If you're wondering what to wear tomorrow, make sure it's a very dangerous deep V-neck as well. It is V-neck Tuesday. If you're wondering what, I will have the best V-neck of all
time. I like your sweater vest. I like your little sweater vest.
Ever made.
Wait, also
V-necks, baby.
He does it again. He's like, last Tuesday of the school year, make sure your V's are as deep as can be for tomorrow's V-neck Tuesday. And then he goes, also, Teen Wolf is on tonight.
Is he being like, I can't tell if he's serious or not.
I know, because this is 2012.
Yeah.
He might have been cool by then. I don't know.
V-neck Tuesday tomorrow. Break out your most dangerously deep V.
I have by far the deepest V.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so lovable.
The funny thing is, like, the funny thing is, like, we're all kind of like still similar to our old Facebook posts in a way.
That's
like we may have changed a little bit, but like not that much. Like Nick's are all really melodramatic and like still very similar to what he's like.
Yeah.
You have to read Nick's. Some of them are really passive aggressive too.
Oh no.
Break up 1 second. Non-stop statuses about how he misses her the next. It hasn't even been a day yet, bro. Chill out. If he means that much, get her back. That's true.
Is he like talking about like one of his friends?
It's a sub post for sure.
Nick's are so funny. Kevin, you got to read some of your husbands.
Yeah,
my husband. Yeah. Oh, let me see.
Oh, also, Nick had a thing where after every post, he'd be like, "Hit me up." Like there was like at least 100 posts. He ended as HMU.
Oh my God. Looking at that one, and you see our boy Cooper being referenced in 2011. It's all right. This is my post from my one and only Nick. Okay, day at school, nothing too amazing except for Cooper grabbing Steven's tit. LMFAO. Yeah. Now I'm bored. Hit me up.
Cooper grabbing
Steven's tit. I wonder if you want Cooper to hit him up. Yeah. Like, Cooper just grabbed Steven's tit. Like, I'm bored. Hit me up. Like, is he talking like?
Oh, he wants to get his tit grabbed.
Yeah.
Wait, another passive aggressive one.
Oh no.
What?
June 23rd. I love how she just forgets to add me. By the way, I'm truly not in a bad mood, so don't take this as a depressed status. Take it as a fuck me status.
No.
Nick is like has not changed.
I feel like his crush didn't add him back. He got really upset. Aww.
Oh, that's really sad. But at least he gets to go to Zap Zone on the last day of school.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same girl on June 14th. I have my mind made up, and she makes it harder. Then next week he comments, "Yeah, my mind's changed. Hoping it works." So I think he's breaking up with a girl, and then changes his mind. I really wish we had some context
Wait,
here.
but guys, look at the makeup.
Today was okay, but the really, really rude thing Nicole said is going to make her lose 2 friends. Wow, just wow. What did Nicole say?
I love how into 2 friends.
Yeah.
I feel like this is how he talks in the chat.
Also, August 19th is pretty fitting.
You were
Acting
there.
is so much fun. Can't wait to show all you bitches that I'll be famous and have tons of money. Oh, wait, this one is freaked out that there's a random girl I don't even know, thinks I'm her type of guy, wants me to email her, ... She doesn't even have a pro pic, so I don't know if she's old and shit like that.
I like how you went to third person, even further back.
I know. Yes.
Oh, wait, this is June 1st.
Doesn't want to go to school, and I got a sunburn of one of my body parts. No, not like that. I don't want to say which body part because people hit it all day.
Oh, wait, here's another passive-aggressive one. My team is so going to lose Saturday. We got a really, really sucky goalie. Hope my coach figures out that even though I haven't practiced goalie yet in our practices, that I'm better. Okay, then we go to Maggie, who is also not changed.
Oh my gosh, this first one's perfect. Does anyone in the A2 have karaoke machine I can borrow? Please respond. She needs to start practicing.
Exactly. She was thinking ahead.
The September one, though, about the JV football team. By the way, I'm done with the Pioneer JV football team. Will you go out with me?
Wow.
Yeah.
She's also kind of dramatic.
No.
Gotta say, this is the first day I truly miss him. Kind of weird feeling.
Ooh.
And then July 5th, 2011. Boys never understand.
Let's,
Don't
read
look.
some of them.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
And then we'll not tell Kevin who said it. And we'll have it. And he'll just see who says it.
Okay.
All right. How about this one? Everything I say annoys me.
Nick?
Nope.
Everything I say was like, just hates themselves. I don't know.
It's Maggie.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I got one. All right. So this person says, if your friend jumps off a bridge, you don't jump after them. You're at the bottom to catch them.
That's Nick.
No.
No? Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
Who's going to be catching people at the bottom of a bridge? Mallory.
Daniel?
Mallory.
It's Mallory.
Mallory.
Oh, Mallory, of course.
Of course Mallory would.
Wait, how about this one? Lifeguard at second grade pool party. Obviously not doing a good job. Mood. Bored.
That sounds like you did it in the Lucy inflection.
No. It's not Lucy.
I'm terrible.
Who's always a mood? Who is a mood at all times?
I'll breathe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. How about freshman boys need to grow up? Honestly.
Nick.
No.
I love how you think they're all Nick.
No, just the fresh. Yeah, I don't know why you think they're all Nick. Freshman boys. Oh, Lucy.
Nope. Same person that said
Maggie.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what
I
about
love
this?
being left behind and unnotified. ... I hate when people don't see things my way. The real me is a southern girl with her Levi's on and an open heart.
God. Oh, God. This is funny.
Wait, I have more. Those were Maggie, by the way. What about this?
Yeah.
My nickname is Jelly Shroom. Yeah, you're jealous. I'm just gonna keep reading them until you guess. Roses are red, violets are blue. Some poems rhyme, but this one doesn't. Ah ha ha ha. And then they like their own status.
And I spelled rhyme incorrectly.
My B-day's on Tuesday, so you better not forget or else. JK, parentheses, but my birthday is still on Tuesday.
What? Lucy?
No.
You, Sarah?
No.
No.
Me and Blank would make a cute couple. But this is your status and see what people think. And it has 4 comments.
Nick? No.
No.
I'm so bad at
Repost this if you're going to be single on Valentine's Day. Whoever inboxes you a heart wants to change that.
Whoa.
It's Abby.
Oh, yeah.
He also said, yeah, I'm so tired that it's called a piece of Velcro, a piece of thunder. I'm pretty sure I spelled peace wrong. And she did spell peace, P-E-I-C-E.
Like, you think you know what these people are saying?
Yes.
But you're just so wrong. Oh my god.
This is on Super Bowl day. This is on February 6th. I assume it's the Super Bowl. I don't care who wins. I just like the commercials.
That's everyone.
That's true. That's a pretty relatable thing.
Same person.
Also, on the stupid bus.
The stupid bus?
So,
I don't know what that means.
same person said, just saw an old guy pick his nose. His wife just sat there watching him. Ew.
So it's a girl.
Okay.
We're gonna go through this by a step-by-step process.
Okay.
Yep. So am I right? Is it a girl?
You are right.
Yes.
Bailey.
No.
Bree? I'm
It's
thinking of
Bree.
like Texas
It's
Friday.
Bree.
It is Bree.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Texas Friday football. And I was like, how important that is.
I got some dirt that someone else screwed up their knee, though.
Oh, snap.
This
Meeting with
person.
an orthopedic surgeon on Monday. And then their friend says, why? And they say, because I screwed up my knee.
No,
It's not.
it's not.
It's not.
No. It's somebody else.
This person also says, and this one's a kind of a giveaway, friends are the bacon bits in the salad bowl of life, heart. And then in the comments, thanks, Dad, haha. Science finals tomorrow. When am I going to use phenotype and genotypes in the real world? Really?
Really. I'm so lost in this world. In a world where everybody's obsessed with Jersey Shore. Really. Who would choose to have a nickname like Snooki or The Situation? What is happening to the world? It's not
Nick, though. Who else cares about reality television? It's a dude, right?
No.
It's a girl.
No, it's the same person that said friends with the bacon bits in the salad bowl of life. When we tell you who it is, you'll definitely think it was really obvious.
Mallory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. This one isn't even from the thing, so you guys won't know either. So this is everybody
you
can
just found
guess.
one?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. History exam wasn't that bad. I think I might have gotten an A, but I shouldn't jinx it. So never mind. ...
Stop, that's gotta be me.
It's you. I feel like that's you, like today, like with your like Nielsen exams that you have.
Oh. Okay, I have a last one. Kevin, you've got to get this one right, okay?
Okay.
I think I'm gonna nap. If anyone needs me, ... Nah, no one's gonna need me. You got this.
I got this. It's either my like partner in crime Bailey or it's me. And I would say I would do that.
No, it was Mike.
No.
It's okay.
You're the right and that was the right side.
Good job. That was hard.
All right.
I just embarrassed myself.
You got some of them correct.
I got. It took me a bit.
I don't know if I would have got those.
Yeah.
They were difficult.
Well, that concludes our social media segments.
Alrighty. Before we finish this episode, we will finish up the rankings from our great friends, Joe S. and the boys back in town. Alright, from Joe and Paul have given us their wonderful rankings, and we'll go through the power rankings. Now we have new tribes to go through. So we'll go through Cernulian and New Hana.
Let's start with Cernulian.
Number 6 is Bailey. Bailey is still recovering from being hit by a car. Hit by a whatever in the world she and Kevin were drinking during that insane confessional. She's going to have to get to work if she wants to survive another week. I agree.
Yeah.
I think she's in the spot for being associated with me primarily.
Yeah. She had a confessional where she said something like, Kevin's falling off a cliff, and I think I might fall off with him. So, yeah, she's going to really have to work hard, I think, to recover from the train wreck of the last couple episodes. All right, number 5.
5
Lucia.
for herself is probably not in that great of a spot, but she'll probably last a spot longer than Bailey if she's actually willing to play ball on a girls' alliance. Could maybe leapfrog Abby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spicy.
We'll see if she starts playing.
Yeah,
Maybe she's shook by this episode and she'll start doing some more things.
Could have been a wake-up. We hope that getting some votes is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because clearly Lucy did not expect to get votes to this tribal council.
All right. 4 is Abby. Abby gets some screen time this week for being very mad at Mom. She had a bad performance at tribal council. Side note, Sam's face during her response is excellent. But in a 4-2 split, she probably hasn't talked herself out of a good spot yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree of her being maybe number 4 out of the 4 Ohana. She also I think she did play very well this week. And, like, once she decided she was committed to Ohana, she was able to, like, sell you guys and the fact that she was with you when actually she wasn't.
Yeah, I think, like, Abby, this is, like, her shining moment for just how well she was able to, like, get me to believe, like, she'll be a fine partner to work with. All right, number 3 is Maggie. I have to say, Maggie has officially crossed the line into a good player. She's throwing people off the scent of how smart she really is and positioning herself to be a wild card come merge. And dropping her Venmo on the Chiron is 10 out of 10 hilarious. Nice.
Yeah. I think we started talking about this, Sarah, about Maggie being, or maybe it was Jack, about Maggie being a good social player. Or at least that's starting to come out for her.
Yeah, I think it's like everyone's a little wary of her at first, but then eventually, like, she like grows on you.
Yeah,
type of deal.
I definitely think she makes questionable decisions sometimes. Like, she definitely did a very good job of, hey, Kevin and Bailey wanted her out really bad to the extent that her and Bailey were shouting at each other 1 week before, and now Bailey all of a sudden just got out. So I think she did a good job of that. But the fact that she got herself in such a big hole in the first place is kind of like, I feel like number 3 is a good spot to land.
Yeah.
She was at the very bottom at one point in the game. Just kind of worked her way up after some better gameplay. Bailey had kind of gone where like she's like trusting Maggie a little bit. Now all of a sudden after Tribal Council, Maggie is like, I don't know what happened. It looks like that. And all of a sudden she's going back into the pettiness, like, once again with Bailey.
All right. Number 2 is our very own Sarah X. Sarah has another really good week. She lands on the majority post swap. She may or may not have a Girls Alliance brewing, but she's still got the cross-tribal connection with Mike. She's in a great spot. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to say it in perspective, but literally no one knows about the Mike and Sarah X relationship, so it's going to be eventful to see how that spans out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike was a good person to have a secret alliance with because he's not a loudmouth and
yeah,
like he just would never expose it. So yeah.
And our number 1 is tall guy Sam. Sam has a superstar breakout week this week. He's single-handedly holding his majority together against all odds. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
He's patching things up with Mom just to check in on her. A very Mitch move. He's meeting with Kevin and Bailey, but still is willing to pull the trigger on Kevin when he needs to. If Sam was on Survivor, Samoa, he holds Galu together, no doubt. Also, Tigglez and the Tall Guy is a buddy cop movie waiting to happen.
An interesting take.
It's a very... there's a lot of things you can get out of this take.
Yeah.
Wait, Kevin, what do you disagree with?
Yeah.
Holding his majority together against all odds.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
It doesn't. Yeah, I think that I definitely played a part in like trying to be the presence of like, hey, we're all mad at Sarah Avery, but we need to stick together in the merge. But against all odds, I mean, we definitely had the odds in our favor in having a 4-3 majority.
Yeah, and I don't think me spurring the comments about Sarah A was just only Sam's of like, hey guys, let's not go out of our way to like not vote out Kevin. He's the primary target. And like that's what I guess is what he means by like single-handedly.
Yeah, I think that more was that there was a conversation where Abby and Maggie no longer wanted to throw the challenge and wanted to let Sarah Avery lose and get voted off. Whereas I definitely had a motive of keeping Sarah Avery in the game due to the alliance that we had. But so I think that I played a part in being kind of the glue and on Ohana, at least in that moment. I don't know if it might be getting a little bit too much credit there, but I definitely can see how like where that comment would come from.
And I think like another thing we can also point out is like even if a Girls Alliance is going to happen, do you think they're going to get out Sam? I don't think so.
Yeah. And Tigglez and the Tall Guy would love that buddy cop movie. Someone's got to make it.
I'd see it. I'd pay it.
I'd see it. I'd pay for that. All right.
Now it's on to
New Hana. Number 7 is Sarah Avery. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Sarah's crying over Daniel again. She just cannot figure out who to trust and who not to. No one in Survivor history has needed a Lizzo pep talk more than poor mom.
Poor girl.
Aww.
I know. I definitely felt bad for her. There's actually a confessional that didn't make the episode where she said like something about how, I came into this game just wanting to build a family and just like, find people where I could like have as a family and find trust. And like, I think that she didn't really know what she wanted out of Survivor.
Yeah.
It's really put her in a rough spot where she's lost the trust of most people.
Yeah.
She's now lost both Daniel and Kevin.
Saying everything out to the world just kind of was detrimental.
You can see that she kind of gets caught up in these lies because she probably isn't really used to it, you know? She needs a Mother's Day card. Number 6 is Chidi. Good news. Chidi made her first move of the season this week by telling Bailey that everyone knows about Kevin's idol. Bad news. She did it totally on accident. But hey, Kevin's trying to pull her in as a 4th vote. I think they mean Nick. Right? Yeah. But hey, Nick's trying to pull her in as a 4th vote, so maybe she'll just maintain her spot as our purple Chidi a while longer. Chidi actually, she did kind of make her way into the narrative this week, at least a little bit. But it literally, like, the content she got was Nick saying, like, Chidi is great, but you need to get her to talk to us. Like, come on, Chidi. Come on. Come here. It takes so much effort to, like, force her to play. At least she doesn't want to quit like AJ did.
But yeah, I think she's another one who, like, is underestimating how much other people are playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Type of character you might even see go all the way just because she really doesn't do much communicating-wise.
Number 5 is Bree. Nick says to the former Ohana people he wanted to work with Jack and Bree and Sarah. There's a chance for her to play into a safe spot for a tribal or two.
No, yeah, Bree, I think it's like a good rank for the week.
Mm-hmm.
But like Nick really likes her. Nick thinks she's super bubbly, and like Nick's in a pretty good spot, so I think that's good for her. Yeah,
given that Nick is in kind of a powerful position right now on the tribe, it's definitely good to be on his good side. Mm-hmm. Number 4 is Mallory. Mallory's stock continues to rise as she fits in perfectly behind Mike and Nick in a majority alliance. A perfect, comfortable spot to continue to learn which game she signed up for. I kind of enjoyed the 3 of them having their little like
powwow.
Yeah, the little powwows where they all have very different perspectives on the game and very different personalities, but it seems like they're all contributing something. Given Mallory's game knowledge, out of the 3 of them, definitely makes sense that she is ranked the lowest.
But I do think she's very perceptive. Like some of the stuff she says, she's picking up on stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 3 is Mike. Mike ends up in the majority post-swap and still has his connection with Sarah X. So barring any strange happening, Mike is going to stay able to emerge pretty frictionless.
He's not causing any chaos.
Yeah.
Not on anyone's radar.
Yeah, and he's building that relationship with Jack, which is setting him up well for the future as well.
Oh, totally.
Because,
All right. Which brings us to number 2, which is Jack Tigglez. So Tigglez, the artist formerly known as Jack, has a really great week, too. He's working hard post-swap. We're introduced to his cat, and he continues to charm every single person he meets. Side note, is Jack drunk in his first confessional in this episode? Apparently not. Jack.
Apparently not.
So Jack is number 2. That is kind of an interesting take, given that he's in the minority on this tribe.
Nobody on Cerulean dislikes him, and he has his idol.
That's true.
So it doesn't seem like he's in much danger.
It's good that he doesn't seem to be seen as a threat, and he does have an idol. But we saw the same thing where Kevin was in the minority with an idol, and he was in very big danger. And Jack is also in the minority with an idol. But the difference is that Jack's idol is secret, and Jack also does not have the same target Kevin did. So I don't know if I guess I can see him being ranked ahead of Mike and Mallory, given him having the idol and strong connections to the other tribe. But he also isn't necessarily the one that's going to be pulling the trigger on who the vote is. Unless something happens next episode. We'll have to see what happens. And number 1 is, not surprisingly, Nick.
He had a good week.
He had a great week. I think we talked about this, how he, benefited probably of everybody in the game the most from the swap. Because Nick is now in the majority on New Hana. He's meeting with Jack. He's pulling in Chidi. He's right between Mike and Mallory. He's doing everything right, and the swap couldn't have worked out better. Yeah, he went from kind of an unsure position on Cerulean, maybe even a position where Kevin was thinking about getting rid of him instead of AJ, to now he is definitely kind of calling the shots in the new tribe. So
he played the game much better than I did, in that he just waited until his opportunity came, and now he has all the pieces that he needs to stay for a while, potentially.
Yep. All right. Well, there we go. Thank you, Kevin, for helping us in these rankings. Yeah. It's really interesting hearing your takes on all this. And thanks again to Paul and Joe. follow them on Twitter at Joe S. And the boy is back in town.
Yeah, and it seems like next week might be a little crazy. People are speculating about a double elimination, so we'll see if that's a thing. Kevin,
all right,
thanks for actually staying on more.
Enjoy the season.
Yes, thank you so much for being on, and really appreciate it.
Best of luck to all my fans and all my haters. Want to keep in touch with me? I have social media.
Follow him.
I don't post a lot,
but when he does, they're great.
But when he does, you'll love it.